Hi, my name is Nina Benedetti, and I'm here to talk to you today about a study I'll be doing on dual credit programs, specifically the U3 engagement program, and looking at factors for completion of the program. So, what is the U3 engagement program? So, it's a program funded through K-12 using alternative learning education FTE funds. You must not have earned a high school diploma, although a GED is okay. Goals for this program are similar to Running Start. Students are there to get a college certificate or degrees at the same time while working on their high school diploma requirements. It's a collaboration between three organizations. There's a local community health center that provides the case management for the students. There is the school district that the students are enrolled in, a local high school, and that provides the funding source. And then there is the community college, which provides the instruction as well as the physical space or offices for the community. For the community health center case managers and director. So, who qualifies for the U3 engagement program? Well, you must be between the ages of 16 and 20 years old. You're required to be out of school for at least 60 days. However, that can be waived. So if you have a student and you are a local high school counselor, you can write a letter saying the student would benefit without being out of school. And those are always waived with the letter. You must also be a Washington State resident for at least 1 year. And there is a testing as part of the orientation where students have to prove that their reading comprehension level is at least at an 8th grade level or higher. So why this study? Well, the U3 engagement program is approximately 20 years old. This program has been so impactful to so many students. However, it's had very little growth and in my opinion is a much better program than Running Start. I have seen Running Start numbers increase like crazy on our campus, and I would love to see the U3 engagement program grow as well and serve more students. So to get started, I was only familiar with programs within Washington State. So my first goal in my research was to look at what other dual enrollment type programs are out there. I found several articles that focused on specific programs in New York, North Carolina, and Texas. In my limited research, I wasn't able to find any research done on programs on the West Coast. Just like Washington State, the programs I read about happened in different ways. So there are classes that are held within the high school, in the high school classrooms, such as advanced placement classes, where students can take a test at the end and earn college credit, and other classes within the high school that have an agreement with the college to offer the classes with college credit. In Washington State, that program is called College in the High School, but there are different programs out there in other states. There are also dual enrollment programs where the high schools are actually physically inside the college campus. We have a couple in Washington State, one in particular I know about in Tacoma, I believe Bates Community College has it. But one interesting thing I found was at the universities too in other states. So in Texas, there is an actual physical high school on the campus at the university, completely self-contained. And that was surprising to me that universities sometimes house these high schools. And then the other type, similar to U3 engagement, which is kind of like Running Start, for those of you in Washington State who know Running Start, where a student is enrolled at the high school but attends classes on campus, and that high school is separate from the college, so not physically on campus, of course, but the students actually go to the college campus and take classes, and students can go part-time or full-time. And the U3 engagement program, they go full-time. And then another piece of information that was interesting is that students who take advantage of these dual enrollment programs in other states, some states allow as young as 9th grade all the way up through 12th grade. Here in Washington State, we, as far as I know, we only allow juniors and seniors, or those that are 16 years of age and older. The topics that I read about include looking at the learning experience of these dual enrolled students, looking at college access, success gaps. I also looked at if they were college ready. But one particular article stood out to me, looking at socialization within early college high school. It discussed how important it is to become socialized to the college environment, and found that students who were able to make that leap were more successful on college campuses. It concluded that immersion in a college setting was particularly beneficial to their academic and social development. It was this particular article that helped me focus more clearly on what I wanted to do and for my own study to look like. So as of today, my problem of practice stands at what factors contribute to the persistence of students enrolled in the Youth Re-Engagement Program through completion of a high school diploma, a certificate, and or degree, and I will be doing a mixed methods approach. The research questions that come out of that problem of practice are there specific factors, my independent variables, that have an effect on students completing their certificate, degree, and or high school diploma? And is there a correlation between a sense of belonging on campus and completion of their certificate, degree, and or high school diploma? The participants for this study are students, U3 students who enrolled in college from fall 2021 through spring 2023, and who will actually graduate from U3 with that certificate, degree, or diploma during the academic years 2022 through 2023. I'll be looking at this again, like I said, in a mixed methods way. So for the quantitative part, I have my independent variables identified with race, ethnicity, age, gender. I'm also going to gather information from records stored by the case management team for the number of high school credits a student enters with and their cumulative high school GPA. I'm also going to look at a sense of belonging, and that will be done with the surveys I'm going to be doing, which I'll talk about in a second. My dependent variables are the actual completion, certificates, degrees, or diplomas. The quantitative research that I'm going to be doing is a correlational design with the basic data like the GPA associated with the degrees completed, and then a quasi-experimental design for the surveys that I'll be taking care of. I'll be doing a Likert scale to determine their sense of belonging on campus. The qualitative work is I'm hoping to do small group interviews with the students who actually complete their certificate and associate degrees. I'll be looking for any significance to students obtaining these degrees, such as the surveys with the Likert design. Oh, I'm sorry. Scratch that. I'll be hoping to hear more about their experiences both in and out of classes that made them feel as though they belonged. I'll be looking particularly at their relationships that made them feel connected, specifically relationships with faculty, staff, and their peers, and anybody else who they felt were significant. I'll be following that up through a narrative study with one-on-one individual interviews, and I'm looking for more experience and stories related to their sense of belonging and how they felt they were successful. I need to keep in mind my personal biases. I do actually teach within this program. I teach one of the 3 cohorted entry program classes, and so I may have a previous relationship with at least a third of the students who I may be interviewing in those small groups. And then I'm also a white middle class woman who will be interviewing young adults who range in ethnicities and socioeconomic backgrounds. So I must keep that in mind. I'm hoping that I discover their factors that lead. So I'm looking for that relationship between what those independent variables and dependent variables, see if there's a connection. I'm hoping to hear about shared common themes that emerge from the small groups and the one-on-one interviews. And of course, ultimately, I'm hoping that this will help better understand our program so that we can improve our retention and help more of them complete their certificates and degrees. So I do have to pay attention to the generalizability of this study. So remembering that this is an urban community college in the Pacific Northwest region. So it won't be universal to everybody involved. However, I hope that this research will help contribute to that on the West Coast for dual enrollment programs. And then here's a list of the articles I read for my literature review. Thanks for listening.